Alright, hey, what's up? Welcome to part 2 of the lightbulb project, and to start off here, I'm actually going to trim off some of the excess thread I left during part 1. And to do that, I am going to perform an extrusion. And to do that, first, I actually need to create an offset plane from the top plane, which will be just below the base of the light bulb. So, we click the arrow and drag it down so that it's below the base. Alright, that's good. And so now, I'm going to click plane 1, then click the sketch button, because in this sketch I need to trace out the part of the thread that I need to remove. And so to get an exact tracing, I need to use the use tool. It's here. The edge of this thread is here. And just where I want to stop removing thread, I need to click on this intersection point here. Now, I have to click on the outer edge, if I can do that. Oh, looks like I can't. But that's okay, because I can just kind of estimate when it comes to the outside of the thread. So, what I need to do is make a straight line here, double click, and this is where I want to stop cutting the thread, because as you can see, this is where it stops going over the base, hanging out outside of the area. Now, it's like I already have a line here that connects from the interior to the exterior, and just create a line connecting those two. And now to connect all the way around, I am going to click on the Art tool, click on the two outside edges, and then make it big enough to where it does enclose the entire area that I need to remove. Now, you can see that this is a closed shape because the interior is slightly darker than the rest. And so that means we are ready to exit out of this sketch. Okay, so now I'm out of the sketch and need to make an extrusion of the shape that goes through the thread. Sorry, I kind of lost my train of thought. This definitely shouldn't be this big and shouldn't be on add, it should be on remove. It's going the wrong direction. So to change direction, you just click on the arrow. I don't want this much removed either. So you can just take the arrow and drag it to whatever depth that you want. And my computer is running kind of slow, so it's catching up right now. Okay, this looks like a good depth. Oh, it's a little too much depth though. So just drag it down slightly so it doesn't extrude in as much. Okay, let's see how much this removes. Again, my computer is laggy. It often is. You just gotta do what you gotta do, you know? Alright, so this extrusion is able to eliminate most of what I wanted to get rid of, but there's still this thin sliver to get rid of. So what I can do for this actually is pretty easy. I can just click on this bottom face and I can hit extrude again, and it only eliminates this much of the face. Go to remove, and then scroll up so I can find the arrow, and then pull the arrow down. It's currently loading. Okay, slightly upwards more. Oh, and now it looks like it has removed all of the excess thread. And so I can hit the green check mark, call that part done. Now that the base of the light bulb is all trimmed up, now we can finally move onto creating the filament for the light bulb. And to do that, we will need to perform loft operations. So in order to do that, we need 2 end faces. And so 3 of the end faces will be on this face right here. So after I've clicked on this face, I hit sketch. Then I move my view to the top so I can see more directly onto this face. Click center point circle. I want a small circle in the middle, and then a circle on this side, and then a circle that's equally distanced from the center as this left one is from the center. So easiest way to do that is selecting the mirror tool, which I just did. The mirror line is this plane right here, and then click on this circle here. Now we can add constraints to this, which will make these 2 circles equal. That way, once I dimension this circle to size, I won't need to dimension the other one because they'll already be equally sized. Let's see, do 0.05. Then this one will be 0.05. Alright, so I have my 3 circles at equal distance. Now, these 3 circles will be the 3 bases for the filament that we are going to create. So, I can hit the green check mark. Now, I'm going to need 2 planes above this top plane. One for the left and right bases and one for the middle, because the middle will be taller than the left and right. So first I'm going to create the plane, the left and right bases. So let's see. Probably should be higher. Yeah. Okay. Just have to wait for the computer to catch up. And it's caught up. So, green check mark. I can just offset of the plane I just created. Make for a shorter distance. So this won't be too much more far away from the top plane than plane 1 is, or plane 2. Is it plane 2? Yeah, it is. Okay. This is a good distance, so check mark. Now I'm going to create the top faces. So click on the first plane I created, hit sketch. I can use the circles as a reference. So click, size that to 0.05 inches. Select mirror line, entities to be mirrored. Then I have a circle on the other side, for the other side. And for the middle one, what I could just do is I could select the use tool, and what that does is that brings the middle circle from my last sketch up, and so I don't even need to use the circle tool. Oh wait, actually no, I had to put that on the top plane, didn't I? My bad. Never mind. But you can still do that step on the correct plane. Okay. These two circles are made. Now time to go to the top plane, where I'm actually going to create the middle circle. And select the use tool. Click on the middle circle. And it's done. Now, to actually create the 3 supporters of the filament, I will need 3 loft operations. Right now I am using loft 1 for the left one, but it really doesn't matter which order you go in. It doesn't really matter. So, as you can see, now the 2 faces are connected. I think instead of add, I'm going to do new. It technically is a new part. Alright, so now want to loft the 2 right circles. And I clicked on this top circle first and then the bottom circle, because in a previous take of this segment of the video, I tried selecting the bottom one first and it didn't work. So just try selecting top first. Okay, now it is created, and now it's time to loft the middle. Put it on new. And now we have 3 separate rods, which is good. That's what we want. Hit the check mark. Okay, now this is arguably the hardest part of making the light bulb, what I'm about to show you. But it's honestly easier than it looks, thankfully. But before I do that, I'm going to really quickly fillet these edges because I don't want them to just be flat and choppy. So I'm going to try to add these. Yep. There we go. Now those are nice and rounded and they look more polished. Okay. Now, what I need to do next is make sketch 7 visible, because I need the 3 center points that are in the middle of the top 3 circles, because I need planes that intersect them. Now, what I am about to show you guys is how to create the wires that run between the filaments. So, I have this plane selected, which actually, I believe that already goes through the middle here, so that's very convenient. So now, I need to do is I need to select center point of this circle, and instead of offset, I want it set to plane point. Now, there is a plane right there. Now I just need to repeat the process for the other side. So, select this plane, select the plane tool, select the center point of the circle of the left side, plane point, and now there's a plane for that side. Now, I need to create 3 circles on each plane. So, hit sketch. I am going to do the middle one first. So, have it here. Now, I want a very small circle that fits within the parameters of this rod here. So, I'm going to dimension this to, let's make it 0.01. Okay, that needs raised up. Okay, sometimes when you dimension objects or entities, it moves them far away from where you actually want them to be, and usually what you can do is you can just dimension them to be back where you want them to be. So to do that, I can just click on the circle and then click on this line here so I can set a custom distance. Oh, wait. I hit the wrong thing. I wanted this middle one. And then I click the edge of the circle. And instead of 0.802, I think I want 0.1. Alright, that puts the circle there. Okay. Well, in that case, I want 0.025 because that is 1/4 of 0.1. And I want it to be about 1/4 of the distance it is now. Okay, this looks good. This looks good. I'm going to hit the green check mark on this sketch. Now, I need to repeat the process on one of the other 2 sides. So, next I'm going to do the right side. Yeah, that is the right plane. So, sketch, you go down to the blue rod and create a circle. I'm going to dimension this to 1/100th of an inch. And it looks like it moved it again, so we have to dimension that ourselves. Oh, well, so I'll have to dimension it to this plane then, because I cannot dimension it to that curve. So, alright. I'll make it 0.035. See where that gets us. Okay, that looks pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay. Alright, now to do the same thing yet again on the left side, so select the left plane, hit sketch. Now this will be easier because I can just select the use tool here to project the right sketch onto the left one. So as you can see, now I have a circle here. Now we have our 3 circles. Time to perform the last loft operation. Sketch 8, 9, 10. So I will start with the left side. Okay, so I'm going to move to the front. And then select the loft tool, and then I'm going to select sketch 10 and is 8 the middle one? Yes, it is. So now, as you can see, it has created a connection between these 2 sides, and that is the wire of the light bulb. Okay, so that was a successful loft, but now our circles went away, so we need to bring those back. Well, only the middle one. We're done with the left one. So, select sketch 8 and sketch 9. Select the loft tool. Oh, do these need switched up? Okay, yeah. That was the problem. Alright, now we have our other wire. There. Now, there is actually a way to make it to where the wires aren't straight and where like they kind of go down and then up, kind of more like a realistic light bulb. I'm going to try that, but it may not work because operations like that don't always work, especially if the cross section intersects with itself. So, just going to check out of that for now and then to the front, because this front plane intersects all three rods and the wires. Now, to make a continuity, well, not continuity, but path for the loft function, you need to make sure it connects between all the faces. So now we actually do need to bring back those old sketches. And now, to make a curved connection, I'm going to use the spline tool. You could go down slightly. And then I'm going to make it go up. Okay, now this is kind of bent incorrectly, so I'm just take this point and move it to where I need it. Okay, now I'm just going to mirror this. Now we have two paths. That's good. Alright. Now I'm going to start with the left side. Oh wait, first off, I need to actually move this sketch up before the lofts, or else when you go into these lofts, it's not going to let you access this sketch because it was made after you made the loft. So I'm going to click on Path and click on this curve, and it looks like it did work. So we can have a curved wire here. Now the other side, double click this. Actually click the eyeball on sketch 11. Select path. Select this wire. And that worked too. So this was best case scenario. And now this looks more like a realistic filament. Okay, so this basically wraps up what I wanted to cover in part 2 of the light bulb project on Unshape on my channel. And that's basically it for this video. Obviously, if you liked it, once again, you can go ahead and hit the like button. If you didn't like it, I mean, you can hit the thumbs down button. You know, everyone has their own opinions. If you want to leave a comment, just do that. Subscribe if you want. And thank you very much for watching through to the end, if you did. And I'm going to make another video sometime later. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.